Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's show, Academia Chronicles of Porta Temporea. Before we begin, I just want to invite you all to head over to Found Familiar Coffee, where you can use the code WHPubs to get 10% off their D&D inspired coffee. It is yummy. I suggest Hex. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Chaz. Hi, Chaz.
What's in Hex though? Can you like curse people?
It's
Sorry,
Warlock coffee. You should love it.
I do love it. I actually no, because I've never taken Hex as a warlock, nor have I taken what's that other spell that everyone takes that I just refuse to take?
Eldritch Blast.
Oh,
Yeah,
Eldritch
that's
Blast.
Really?
Eldritch
Never
Blast.
had it? That's like the go-to.
That's why I'm like a shitty warlock. Because they're like, oh, just blast that thing, and I'm like, can I throw my sword at it? That
Right?
I can do.
He's the in-your-face warlock, not the stand
Yeah.
over
No
there
Patronus
warlock.
for you. You need the direct contact.
I need to like be able to grab you and be like, I'm casting Hunger of Hadar on all of us.
Right?
Yeah.
I
to
like
commit.
it.
It's like I'm not gonna
Like
like this.
meeting our God
But you're
together.
gonna like it less.
Love it.
So I was going to start rambling about how this used to be like a musical campaign, and we have like music like still in the system that I should be watching or we should be listening to, but I haven't figured out how to do that easily online without like overwhelming all our voices.
I do really like that we spent so much time being like, okay, let's get this music into Astral. Okay, what do we
This
have
all
to do
work.
for all
I
this,
like
right?
this one.
And I think we've listened to music once.
Once, actually once. Then I was like, I couldn't hear any of you. That's not going to work. So yes, we're in a pretty a nice easy portion of the game. Like nothing is really happening. There might be 4 elder elementals that are decimating the land, and there are 4 horsemen of the apocalypse that are attempting to apocalypse. One of them is the mayor, who is very mayor-y. Very kind guy, except for the one time he threw like a bottle of wine at somebody, like thing right in the head. Peter has been arrested. That is an official thing. And last we met, you were walking back because Trahggeim was not about to teleport using the mayor's teleportation circle. And as you were leaving, you ran into Sister Frida with her orphans, who was walking into she like brought the kids for like a nice fun, like, hey, let's go visit the city, and they were like, yeah, and then she was like, oh shit, that's like this guy, we should hide, and I was just looking for a place to stay, and you have all said, hey, you can stay at our house. It's the like one house remaining, and
Yeah.
it'll be like close, but it'll be fun. And
What
so
could
as
go wrong having a
start
bunch of children in
walking-
our dorm?
they are super excited. There are 2 that are just like pulling on your fake arm.
Aw, lift him up, Trahggeim.
I know, I'm trying to figure out like how to like lift them up claw game
Without, like-
style without actually having to like pick them up by the head because I don't have that much control over it. I feel like that
Okay.
could invite injury. So if I can claw them like but depending on how big they are in a more solid area that doesn't have to do with fragile necks and
You
heads
could
and stuff.
hit the like chest. They're between like 5 and like 12 or 13.
Okay, yeah, I mean like smaller ones are great and I'll just pick them up and be like hee.
Give me a dex check to see how well you control this thing.
Just a
Just
check or a
so you
saving
know.
throw?
Not saving throw, just a check.
Just a check?
I
Okay.
will say, if you roll on that one, that is shit.
Oh yeah.
Natural 20.
Trahggeim's so good with kids.
Right?
So you pick one up, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And she starts laughing as you like pick her up, and then you throw her, pick up another one, and kind of start juggling them. Sister Frida is a little like taken back, like, "Wait, no, it's." And notices that you have this like fine like control, and she is watching like a hawk, but she's
Right.
not stepping in.
Yeah, if this is real life and I were her, I would be like, just in case. Depending on her spells, summon pillow?
Summon trampoline?
Yeah, summon trampoline. I like it.
Yeah.
Would that
That's
be
it.
hallucinatory terrain because actually you interact with it as though it were real. So would
Mm.
it? Could you summon a trampoline with that?
No, because like hallucinatory terrain, like you think it's real, but if I
Right.
like create a floor where there is no floor and you step on that fake floor, you
You
go
still
down.
fall, right?
Yeah. She could do that so they feel safe before they like.
Yeah, I like it. I
So,
like it.
so at least they're relaxed when they go.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't want to tense up when you hit, because that's how you injure yourself. But if you're relaxed, you can bounce. So.
Oh boy.
Physics. Trust us, kids.
So as you think about all the ways to have the children bounce, is there anything you would all like to talk about, discuss, do as you make your way back to Porta Temporea or the remains of Porta Temporea since the Elder Tempest kind of ravaged through the school?
So I do have this thing that I need to say to Fira and Uo, and I feel like it's pretty plain on my face that I'm like thinking pretty hard. Like after I put the kids down and we're just walking, um, it probably looks like I have to crap.
Mhm.
Like obviously I'm trying to get words to line up in a way that I am not used to. And finally I'm like, so come to realize that while I like fighting and I like, hitting things with my sword, I really like that. I really like hitting things with
Yeah,
my
it's
sword.
fun. Yeah.
And I've never really liked magic. I've come to realize that Fira, your magic, and Uo, the stuff you do, while I don't get it. I don't think I could ever do it. It's like your sword, right? It's
Yeah.
it's just so much more useful than I've ever thought it was, and I have to say I've appreciated it more than I ever thought I would. So, I'll stop trying to push you into combat. Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try real hard to not push you into
Achievable
combat.
promises are
Right?
important.
Yeah, I should limit what I say to what I can actually do.
Mm.
Whew. And then there's obviously like the look of relief on her face, like finally that came out.
Aw. Trahggeim, big hug, Fira hug. You shared your feelings. It's so important. I'm glad that we can enjoy our different swords together.
I mean, if you don't mind me calling it your sword, it'll help
You can
me.
absolutely call it, but I have like the fire sword and the water sword. So if you want to talk about like a specific sword, like you have rapiers and broadswords and super cool arm things. So yeah, it'd be fine. We can communicate with that.
Sweet.
And you walk, and Fira would be the most like to see this. Rachel is walking behind you, and she has this look of like contentness, but also,
Hmm.
did she just figure that out? It's a complex thing that she's dealing with right now. Anything else?
Ooh, you're so quiet over there.
Uo is deep in thought.
Gotcha.
Plotting
I
how to
think-
make it foretold.
Yes. Plotting is crucial to foretold.
This is true.
I want to figure out which elemental we need to talk to next, because if we had a problem and then we dealt with the problem and it went away and now we have 3 problems and people are dying, I feel like we should talk about how to deal with the problems.
And we also need to get Uso out of her house before
I
she starves, because
feel
someone took
like-
all the food.
I didn't take all the food. I also feel like it's Uso's house, and if there's a way to get out, the only person that would know the best would be the person whose house it was. Which, if she didn't get through the front door. She probably got through the back door. If there is a back door, that's probably where she went out. And Fear's not going to say this out loud, but Uso gets half a point of being important because you don't know her. So the points go to the many village people and the little children's playing with Trahggeim and Sister Frida and all the big points that I see right in front of my face. Uso gets a half a point, so that's where I'm going to lean on that.
If this were an anime, there would be like a thought bubble with you in like charts, and
yeah, there would be charts, and Fear's like many points,
right?
Half point. We'll
And
come back to
Trondheim's
that
like sitting
point.
in the corner with a dunce cap on, and she's just like,
So, and then the final is the chibi this way. That's where I'm gonna vote to go. So I'm probably just gonna start talking like that was the decision that was made. It's a very one-dimensional thought in what I'm doing. So, which
That's
element would probably be easier to talk to? Actually, I think we should go with the fire one because I'm doing the fire one the longest, and I feel like if there's a fire issue, that would be the one it'd probably be easier to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me because you really seem to have control of like the fire stuff going on there, and I'm okay with that.
That's so
And like,
nice.
even though I grew up on the water and like sailing, we always talked about things like this in kind of a scary manner. So I'm not really sure I want to go deal with the water elemental thing.
Mm.
I mean, of course we're gonna have to. It's not like I'm afraid or anything.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. Well, the water one's really nice. If you want, I could introduce you. Because her name's Sue. Bless you.
Whew.
And Sue is just a font of feelings, and loves to help. Or like I said, I know the fire one the oldest. So would you want to try to protect your people and deal with the water one first?
Oh
Or
no,
what
I'm
did you
fine
want
with
to do?
going to the fire thing first.
Fire. Okay, we'll come back. We'll readdress that. That's fine. So we could do where's the fire? The fire phoenix, right?
Yep, Fire Phoenix is currently
Do-
sitting ablaze a couple small villages to the south of you right now.
Oh, good.
Like a
Okay.
couple 100 miles south, but
Oh, a couple 100 miles. Okay. Rachel can
But-
tell. Rachel, can you?
I was gonna say, right,
Oh.
we have teleportation. So.
Yeah. We can handle that. You good for this, girl? You ready to go?
So as you're walking, Rachel, who has been giving you all space, kind of steps up with her like tiny legs because she's like 4'10". She says 5 feet, and you're like, if you want to like stretch 1 inch, I get, but like 2 inch, it's okay to be under 4 feet. That's fine.
There's a threshold where the lie is
Yeah.
allowed,
okay.
yeah.
Right.
Now this is just like blatant lying. And so she looks at you and she's like, are you all like determined to be dumb? Like, is that what I'm seeing?
What do you mean by dumb?
First month students going after elementals that are so
We are
massive.
second year students, Rachel.
I know. What did you just say to my face? Actually.
And she graduated like
Yes,
forever
Kira
ago.
graduated. And even this, I would say, might be slightly beyond her ability. These are elementals that are wreaking havoc. These are disasters, not simple like people that we go after.
But
So I
that's
just
what
want
we
to
are
know-
training for.
Yeah, no, you're not even training for
And
them.
think about it this way. Fira already graduated, and we are fast-tracking. Fira took the normal amount of time to graduate, and we, who've only been here for, like, how long? We're second-year students already. So, she's got amazing backup.
And I'm gonna talk to Rachel, and we're not even gonna fight them because that would be stupid. We're gonna talk to them.
She looks at you and is like, I'm going home. Meet me outside the artifact relinquery at 3 a.m.
Ooh.
And then she just like
Okay.
bears right and leaves. Kind of scruffing her hair, and it's like lots of really drawn out, heavy sighs. Just
I'm gonna nudge Uo, like bend way down and nudge him with my elbow. Be like, she has no faith in us.
Uo nods sagely.
so you make your way back to Sherbert Hills, the lovely name where your dorm is, and there are like 2 dorms still standing, yours and another one. How are you going to split up lodging between you 4 and Sister Frida and her children?
I mean, they're all welcome to my bed.
You are large. You are not that large. It cannot
Right,
fit.
right. Like whoever fits sleeping. It's a special circumstance. I'll sleep on the floor or outside, whatever.
Well, are there a cluster of rooms together? Could we like orchestrate it so like the kids have like maybe a couple rooms across from each other, and then
It's
Sister
more
Frida?
like multiple cabins. So they like had a cabin to
Oh.
themselves with like 4 beds in it.
Okay. I can sleep outside.
Yes, we got 2 outside. The kids are gonna run in, and then like some are still gonna be bothering Trahggeim. Oh, can you take your arm off? Can I have that arm? I said,
Can I
no,
have that?
no, wait, come back. No, I'm so sorry.
But when Sister Frida's not looking, I will pull out the old arm that was halfling size and be like, you can totally have this one. I don't need it anymore.
And she's like, and you see, you're like, me trying to like stick it on, like, how does it fit?
I think you need to go talk to Professor Uso to get that to work. But you could just, like play with it until then. Oh, your audio went out. What'd you say?
She's gonna do a roll. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Right?
So she, at some point, like hits it on, and you remember, like it didn't really like dig into you, just kind of like wrapped around.
Right.
Uso's pretty smart, and so it wraps around her other arm, and now you see she does have this like look of terror as it does like inject itself into her like nervous system, but like not very painful, like only kind of painful, like a shot really is what it is. And then you see her like controlling, actually no, it was a left hand, and she realized it was a left hand, and so she is controlling 3 hands like
Nice. I will lean over and high five her with my. I mean, for me, it's like high threeing, but
Oh, claw
will-
buddy.
yeah.
ding. And then
We'll
she
just say
walks in,
high claw. I will high
and she
claw.
runs in, Sister Frida, and you hear the loudest Sister Frida has ever been. Oh my God, what is that? And starts running. How do we take it up? Ow, Sister Frida, this hurts.
Oh, I forgot. I gotta go check something outside, and I'm gonna leave the room. And while I leave the room, I'll be right back.
So then what are we doing tonight? I'm assuming you are meeting Rachel at 3 a.m.
Yeah,
So what
so I'll
are we
probably get them situated and just like start nodding off, but like I'll be sleeping by the front door,
Right.
sentry style. Yeah, and then wake up to go.
Okay. Uo, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, we've got a thing at 3 in the morning. Probably will be. Who was considering going to the library to get some more research in, but this may be a matter for the stars themselves, really.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So research or stars?
I think stars is probably smarter since that'll be closer to the group, just in case something goes down. does. What is? Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. What spell are you going to cast to communicate with the stars?
I believe it's commune.
So it takes you a little while to do it because as you start laying out your cards, the children are like, "Are you playing solitaire? Are you playing blackjack? Can we play?"
Go fish.
Man, Uo does not have patience for these children.
Are you playing war? I like war. And someone's like, I want to play 52 pickup. No, that game sucks.
I wonder if I can banish them.
They will be very pushy, but they won't actually take your cards if you don't let them. They will attempt to have you lay them out in a fun game pattern. But if you resist, they will wait patiently because this is very clearly a new game that they have not heard of.
New game they've not heard of, huh?
Yeah.
Like the quiet game?
What is it? Is this the quiet? Sister Freedom makes us play that all the time.
The worst.
All right, so you da. 3 questions.
Right. He'll ask his fellow students if they have anything, any burning questions that they would like to ask.
I think
one
I'm
with-
asleep.
You're already asleep. The one with the third arm is like, can you ask how I become a superhero now that I have the arm? Because I thought that's all I thought I needed.
Aww.
No. In fact, you will need a set of 3 things to be the hero that you are destined to be.
That's great. I have 3 hands.
No, I must warn you that you must learn how to achieve victory with only one.
This hand?
I cannot reveal to you which you will lose, but you will lose one.
I'm gonna lose a hand. This like look of terror goes over her face.
I'm glad I'm asleep. Ooh, it was so mean.
It's super mean, but it's fate. That's what's coming. They're gonna lose a hand.
She goes running to Sister Frida, who is going to attempt to comfort her.
Who is going to enjoy the brief moment of peace and silence, and get back to his spread.
All right. So then, what are your 3 questions?
Is Trahggeim still up?
Trahggeim is outside.
That's what he said.
Well, I would be outside. I need to be near the stars.
Then I'm around.
Well, seeing as you're interested in magic now, would you like to ask the stars a question?
Oh. I mean, there's so many questions I'd like to ask the stars.
Uo will gesture to the cards.
What kind of questions can I ask?
Anything.
Anything?
Yes. Anything.
How do we get Uso out of her trapped mansion thing?
I'll walk Trahggeim through the process of drawing cards to gain answers and explain the cards as we go through. How do we get Uso out of the?
So who is asking, Trahggeim or Uwo?
I'm trying to guide Trahggeim through it, but I assume I'm going to have to finalize the components or whatever, right?
I mean, yeah, you're doing the components and all, but the person who the question itself comes from matters or determines the answer.
Let's see. If possible, I'll have Trahggeim do it.
Gotcha. Trahggeim, roll me an Arcana check with disadvantage.
You can do it.
Right? I can definitely roll it.
12. You get the feeling that Uso is not in her mansion.
Like, I get that feeling, or Uso, or Uo
You get
gets
that
it.
feeling.
Oh, okay. Done. We did it. We had to do is cast the spell. Who knew?
There's just 2 more questions though.
Can we make the elementals calm down without having to fight them? And there's this like obvious look of worry on her face, but at the same time, why would I worry about this kind of stuff? I'm a second-year student. We got this.
Arcana check with disadvantage.
Look at you casting magic.
You get this sensation that you can. And you sit there waiting like, what's the answer? If I can, like, what is the other way to do it? And nothing.
I mean, to be fair, my question was, can I do this?
So technically your question was answered.
Yeah. Will I ever be able to enjoy coffee again?
Arcana check with disadvantage.
There's a lot of awes in this episode.
Oh.
Natural 1. So you've been this state for a while now, and so you like say the words to the stars, and when you say the word coffee, you have this almost visceral reaction. Like, even though you know you should like it, you remember the taste, and it's like, oh. And because that's how you said coffee.
Yeah.
You get this feeling. You get these images of you drinking coffee, and they're all like disgusting images. But you can't fully process that because you know you're supposed to like it, and so maybe you were right, and magic is bullshit.
That's awesome.
Because this does not make sense.
Yeah. And it was only 3, right?
Just 3.
Okay. Oh, I got another question. Wait. Oh, damn.
We can try again tomorrow.
Okay.
So then I assume you all head to sleep?
Yeah.
So then you may benefit from a long rest. And you wake up around like 2:50-ish to head to the artifact relinquery.
Okay, let's go.
Why are we going here? What did Rachel want? She's not gonna make me give my arm back, is she?
No, probably not.
Okay, because Uso made that. It didn't come from here, but this place has, because we've been inside. I don't know if they ever let you inside when you were a student here, but we got inside.
The artificial inquiry?
Yeah. Way back in like episode 5 or something like that, we were in there. We didn't do anything. We were just in there.
Wow, it's
But
so advanced for you, Trahggeim.
I know. And there were
First
like
year?
amazing things in there, like my arm, but I don't want to
Oh.
give my arm back. It's my arm now.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm gonna try to have a bonding moment with Trahggeim. So since everything's a battlefield anyway, I'm gonna summon Melf's Minute Meteors to like kind of go around me. I'm gonna be like, okay, this is what you gotta do. This is one of my swords. Are you ready, Trahggeim?
Okay.
So all you gotta do is point at something and say bam. And then wherever she points, I'm just gonna fire off that meteor. Okay. So little things just kinda, all right, point at something and say bam.
I'm going to point at that bench over there. Bam!
Let me a spell attack.
Okay. I have to click it because I don't remember what it was.
Oh, DC. No spell attack.
Yeah,
So
that
then-
bench is gonna not roll higher than a 16.
Yeah. So, okay, you watch as
What
the
if
bench
the bench
gets low.
isn't actually a bench, though?
I
It's like the
they're-
one
that
mimic in town that's just been like waiting for someone to sit down.
Why would
Right?
you do this to me? I've been on bench for 49 years. Well, sadly,
How was
this is-
that? Was that fun? Did you like that?
All right, that was kind of cool. I kind of like that. I mean, it's a lot like my gun blade, where I point it and I say "bam" and like stuff comes out and blows shit up.
Oh, you say bam too?
I mean, so Uso said I didn't need to say "bam" when I do it, but
It helps. Yeah. I got 5 more, Trondheim. Go ahead. Where else do you want to go? Just no people. Ready, set, go. 5 more.
who was it that took our coffee maker away?
the old guy.
Is his house anywhere around here?
No, his house would be
Okay.
next to Rachel's house.
And
All
it can
right.
go 120 feet. So if you see something out there, Trondheim, you just go, girl. Just go for it.
Yeah, just like random objects as we're walking around that probably aren't of that much import, but who knows?
No.
Bam!
Okay.
Bam! 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 Bam!
So it's not as therapeutic as you would want because it's already kind of like destroyed. But like there are a few things that weren't destroyed that you're successfully able to destroy and burn. You make your way, and Rachel is sitting or like standing there, tapping her foot impatiently. Where were you? It's 3:02.
Sorry, I'm learning magic.
You. And then behind Rachel is Nadja. Who's like, I don't. Are you sure that's what you're learning?
Well, yeah, Fear is teaching me how to blow stuff up with magic. Mwah.
Point and shoot.
That's nice. And then she kind of turns around. Rachel looks to you all and is like, okay, look, if you all are decided to be dumb, I'd like for you to at least have a chance to not die.
I'm glad we got to the nice words. They're coming way faster for you, Rachel. This is great growth as a person.
Oh, you won't say that until when you realize what my plan is.
Okay.
So she points to the relinquishy of our that you all know that's like the museum with all the fancy things and the legendary things and the blah 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 blah. And Rich is like, you all need to go in there and pick out some things to help you not die.
But the last time that we were over here and somebody had stolen something, we were told expressly that we were not allowed to take things out of here.
Yes, and there has been a new security system in place. Anyone who is seen essentially using True Sight in there and is not Old Man Jenkins or one other person of his choosing per month, they will be disintegrated.
So you want us to be disintegrated?
And then she stops looking at Trahggeim and looks at Fear. I was in charge of setting up the security system, which means I know of a way. If you are seen, you are disintegrated. You cannot be seen if you are in a void.
That's fair.
So I have been working on a void spell, a Hunger of Hadar, that is much larger than any normal Hunger of Hadar. I will cast that, and you will be able to sneak in and out.
I see. And Fira doesn't know much about voids, so she's gonna ask out loud, and this isn't going to like help spur the apocalypse because it's so big, right? This isn't like a implode, make everything worse situation.
No, it absolutely is. But
Oh,
I don't think
good.
things
Okay.
can get much worse. So
Fira's gonna be like, all right, let's do it. Like, she trusts Rachel, so okay.
so you see those telltale like flames ignite in her eyes
Oh,
as she
yeah.
like starts like looking in her robe, like I know it's here somewhere, and like I can't find it. Like, oh, here it is, and pulls out this like black wobbling orb.
Oh, good.
Like, you only have about 5 minutes, so this is what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna walk in and then turn straight left. There will be a door. Once you open that door, you'll be able to get into essentially the storeroom. Like I say, true seeing can't see you, so you will not be able to see anything either. Also, there might be things like brushing up against your face. Ignore and push on. Pull out a thing, like no matter what you get, it will be good. Get as much as you can. Also, don't stand there too long. Voids have a tendency to drain your essence. All right, who's ready to party? You have 5 minutes once I throw this.
I'm gonna lean into Uo. What did she just say?
Can I like Eye of the Elemental and just hold that picture in my head before I go in, or does that not work because it's inside?
I mean, you can have elemental. The issue is, and Rachel will like continue to explain as she sees people are like hesitating. It's not because it's a void. It will be slightly different. It will be somewhat difficult terrain. Things will be in the way. So even your Eye of Elemental will not. It won't be exactly the same because there will be like milky tentacles in the way.
What
I
triggers the alarm?
If you are seen, if a true seeing entity can see someone in there.
So a living creature.
Yes.
So an arcane eye would be something I could float in there and not trigger the alarm?
Yes.
Ooh.
Although it will be dispelled.
Oh, they have a dispel. Okay.
So what you want us to do is, even though we were expressly told to not touch anything, is to go in and take things without permission, which
I
was...
expressly told you all to hide from the elemental, but you didn't do that, so maybe now not the right time to start picking it. And not just like, it's okay, darling. It's okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we just...
All right, Rachel.
Why don't we just ask Old Man Jenkins to go in and get the stuff and bring it to us? Because he has permission.
There's no guarantee he's still alive.
Fear's gonna start stretching. Okay, we got 5 minutes. We can do this. Just run in, turn left, and grab. Okay.
I'll go over and kind of stretch with you. Not really sure what this does, but you seem to think it helps.
You gotta hype yourself up, Trahggeim's like fire. You gotta get fire going inside you, like this.
Am I bloated? Do I look bloated to you?
No, you look great, girl. You look great. Stretching helps too if you're worried. Stretching will help. Just you just stretch.
Does this undeath make my butt look big?
Hold on, let me see. No, you're good, girl.
Excellent.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
No, let's do it.
And so she throws it, and perhaps you were expecting a massive explosion, but it kind of like unfolds on itself, like gack or something. And like,
Oh, gack.
and she's like, once it crosses this door, you will have 5 minutes. And as it gets closer, you start hearing weird noises, like just like emanating from the inside. And she's like, "Don't concern yourself with that. Remember, focus. Go and then turn, and then open the door, and then pull things."
Go, turn, door, grab. Okay. Don't listen to the noises. Fira's like trying really hard to escape the situation. Still be focused on the task.
I go to push Uo in front of me, and then remember I said I wouldn't do that anymore, and so I just run after Vera.
So from what I heard, there is a distance between Fira and Trahggeim. Like you're not holding on to each other.
Correct.
Excellent. I need both of you to make perception check with disadvantage, as being inside a void is not as nice as Rachel made it seem to be, and she's not making it seem nice. It's horrible. You don't know what's going on.
You
I
said
can't
perception?
imagine that being the case.
Perception, yeah.
Right. Rachel is just so helpfully honest about everything.
With disadvantage. So, Trahggeim, you go the wrong direction.
I can't imagine that ever happening.
You also take 7 cold damage, as it is frigid in here.
Okay.
Fira, you go the right direction, and you're able to open the door. However, you're like pushing through quicksand. You will take 10 cold damage as you touch the door handle, and this like frigid cold just like rushes through your body.
So now wait. She said we had to take a right?
Left, Trondheim. I'm at the door. Where are you?
Oh, I'm over
Just
here.
turn
Where are
around
you?
And then go straight. La 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 la. Follow my voice. La 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 la.
And I'll try and follow her voice.
You can hear her voice, and so it is somewhat easier to get through. Uo,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Very calmly and with a slight excited smile, go into the void.
Gotcha. So you will come in right when Fira is directing you, so you don't need to make a roll. However, turn, because Hunger Radar is the shit. All creatures, some start your turn. Dexterity saving throw. You know what? For funsies, yeah. Let's see if you beat Rachel's dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy.
Just for funsies.
Just for funsies. Dexterity saving throw. Mm-hmm.
Uo's excitement actually propels him through the inky, milky tentacle.
Nice.
Ooh, was excited. That's great.
As I'm doing my little tentacle dodge, is there a way to collect samples?
You can collect samples. It's difficult because you can't see. But if you collect samples, then you forego the dexterity saving throw because you are being in contact with them.
Oh yeah, I'll totally take the contact. Uo is stifling a cackle.
Gotcha. You will take 10 acid damage as you attempt to collect samples. Give me a dexterity check.
Me?
Yep.
Check or save?
Check. You forego the save, so you took the damage, but you need to see if you can collect the sample with being blinded.
I clicked it. Come on.
You were able to collect not much. You got something, but you definitely know you need more if you want to do anything.
Perfect. Yeah. I'll cast resistance to acid.
So that would be your next turn because you're action this
fair.
turn once you collect it.
Fair enough.
Fira and Trahggeim, where are your dexterity saving throws?
Saving.
Oh, Trahggeim is also focused
It's Vera's help.
because she's spending so much time helping you.
Oh no.
10 acid damage.
Fira does not dexterity.
She does not dexterity.
No, but I started singing pirate shanties because I got tired of La La La. And so
Yeah.
I'm just singing these pirate songs that I never told anybody I knew, but like secretly was like, wow, these are pretty great.
So then at the start of your next turn, Fira, you are at the door, which means unless Rachel was lying to you and attempts to kill you all, once you open it, you should be able to start finding things.
Mhm.
What are you going to do?
Grab and stuff in my bag, put some in my armor straps, just like teeth, like each hand as much as I can grab, because I expect half of it to be garbage. So I'm going to go for like an inordinate amount of things.
Gotcha. Make me a perception check. Trahggeim, because the door's open, you don't need to stop, so you can also get there. So make me a perception check as well.
I expect you to start singing these shanties with me, Trahggeim.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I'm surprised that you're singing sea shanties, but I mean, you know, I'm also doing your magic, so
It's a strange world we live in.
right?
Fira, you can't find anything for you're like reaching and grabbing, and you grab a tentacle. Ew, that's not it. Ugh.
Oh,
Trahggeim, roll me a d10.
D10. 5.
So you find this thing that's like very pointy, very prickly, and you're just like, screw it, grab. Uwo, are you trying to get more samples, or are you going in?
Just enough samples as I pass through. I mean, part of me is like really wanting to take a pause and attempt to commune with the void.
Mm-hmm.
I might try that after we are on our way out. Still weighing whether or not that's a good idea.
Right. Okay.
What's that?
Roll me a dexterity check again to see if you can collect some more samples.
Dex check.
This time you're like, work smarter, not harder. I'm not gonna try to collect it off the thing. I'm gonna let it lick me, and then just collect it off of myself. Problem
It's a good
solved.
plan. Yeah.
Problem solved. Yeah.
Then you make your way into the room, but since that was your action, you all once again end your turn in the Hunger of Hadar.
Yep.
Oh, that's the start of the turn. So at the end of your turn, you make a dex check to see if you take the acid damage. So dex saving throws for all, please. You all take another 8 acid damage.
Kind of tickles.
At the start of your turn, you just take 3 cold damage. Now, once again, please make perception checks as you reach into the darkness to try to grab things. Trahggeim, no such luck this time. Fira, no such luck this time.
I'm trying to do the like super shopper thing where you just stick your arm out and run, but there's obviously nothing there.
Yeah, you're just like, what? Uwo, anything? Uwo, roll me a d10.
A D10. Yeah, I'm just now realizing that I haven't given myself a few ASIs as a level.
God.
Like, well, you said a D10, right?
Sir,
D10. This one. And 6.
you're pretty sure this is some kind of like chainmail type thing, and it's heavy, but like you're supposed to pick up everything you grab, so you just kind of grab it and throw it over your back.
Okay.
It's the end of the turn. Everyone, dexterity saving throws.
How long do we have for the spell? Did she tell us?
She said 5 minutes.
Okay.
At this point, it's been about 2, just like pushing through all the nonsense.
Gotcha.
Everyone fails, and you all take 6 acid. And then because you start your turn in here, you take another 7 cold.
So 13.
Yeah, in total. So the real thing isn't going to be the time limit. It's more like how long can you be in here until you die. You don't want to die
As
in a
long
void.
as it takes to die, that's how long I'll be in here.
But not that arm.
Right?
All right. Let's go again. Perception checks. Let's see what you got. Okay, so essentially, if you roll over a 10, just roll me a d10. Well, you no longer need to roll. It is impossible for you to roll under a 10, apparently.
Yeah.
So is it 10 over or over a 10?
Sorry, 10 and over.
Okay.
Okay, got a 9. So, Fira, find what appears to be some sort of like a belt, like a wrestling championship belt.
Grabbing it.
Let's see. So at that 9. Trahggeim, you feel like this like claw thing, and you're just like stuff it in.
So I have a
Whoa.
sharp, pointy thing and a claw thing. Excellent. I'm just gonna say I don't think there's much else over here because I like ran around a bunch and there was like nothing. So I'm gonna like make one more pass and then head outside.
Whoa, you get some sort of rod. You know it's a rod. It has a rod shape, rod texture.
Okay.
But that's it. Let's see. Get rid of you. That's interesting. Anyway, at the end of turn, roll for acid damage. If you fail, i.e. get 19 or lower, you take 8 acid. I mean, Rachel is Rachel. And then at the start of your next 11 cold. What are you doing? Are you searching or are you leaving?
One last search for me.
If you're searching, roll that perception, except for you, Uwo, because
I know what I'm doing. I'm moving methodically through this darkness.
Are the numbers changing for how much we lose each turn? Because I'm trying to calculate if I'm gonna die or not.
yeah, like
They do change. Okay.
They do change. What was that? Trahggeim, you got that. So, Trahggeim, some like piece of paper or something, kind of all rolled up.
I'm gonna grab it anyway, but you can't stab anyone with a piece of paper.
You could cut
You
someone.
could.
You could, yeah. Hold still. Come
Why are
here.
you? Yeah.
I'm gonna paper cut your head off.
You could slap him with it.
Yeah.
I like it.
You've been served. Bang. Uwo, if you are searching, roll a d10.
D10.
And then Fira, what's...
I have
10.
7 health. I think I need to leave.
That's that. So you find some kind of ring there, Uwo.
Okay.
And then Fira, you can roll a d10 on your way out. See if you get a roll perception check on your way out to see if you are lucky enough to get a thing.
Let's see.
Give me a d10.
Ooh.
Fira, you also get some kind of rod of some sort. And then you like run out and you get to the edge and you know it's the edge because you feel this like membrane and you like push through and you fall out and
Blech.
you do cough up a little bit of gunk.
Ah.
But you're alive. What's next? Are
Rachel, hold me. That's a sec.
And Rachel, like, who has been very much like must protect students, like looks at you and like sees the person behind her insane plan, and just like comes down and like hugs you. And it's like it's okay, you made it through. The two of you who are in there, I'm assuming you were staying in, correct?
No, I was heading out after
Yes.
that grab.
Okay, so then you're leaving. You would also be able to make it out shortly after Fira. Uo, give me a dex save.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
So you take 7 acid, and then at the start of your turn, 4 cold.
Didn't I already take the acid damage at the end of last turn?
You take acid damage at the end of every turn if you're in and you fail a dex save, and then 2d6 cold damage at the start of the turn if you're in there.
I see. Okay, so I'll take this in total, but I'll take the cold damage first, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oop. Nope, that was... Okay. So I'm going to cast... It's not negative 19 hit points. Stop that. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds as a 4th level spell.
Mm-hmm.
Which I believe is... Was that 48 or 68? Yeah, 68, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 29.
You got so many more rounds left in there.
But wait, there's more. I will then use Nocturnal Benefic. When I cast the first level or higher healing, I'll get an additional shield of 44 wisdom temporary hit points.
Sweet.
So we'll 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that is another 15 hit points of temp. And then I'll take what you said, 7. So I'll be 8 temporary left.
Gotcha. So then, yeah, that cold came from the start of your turn. And then you cast that on your turn. Then at the end of your turn, it is the deck save.
Okay. Save.
For 9 acid. Then at the start of your turn, you take 12 cold. Are you leaving or are you staying?
I'm gonna grab another thing.
Yeah, like as long as your hair, you can look for a thing. You can grab a thing as you're leaving. The question is, are you staying in here for next round? Because essentially, you could grab a thing, leave, and not take the acid, or you would grab a thing, wait for next round, and then take the acid and then the cold again.
Okay, then I'll grab a thing and leave.
Okay, so you leave. You're not hearing any voices. You're only hearing the gibbering, and you like trip over this like box. You're like and you pick up the box and you run out, and you plop outside with the things you have. And then Rachel dispels the hunger of Adar, and there's just one little tiny milky tentacle that like scooches
It's
away
so
like a worm.
cute.
I have to
Like-
collect that.
Digs into the ground. Nope, that's in the room. You can go in, but there's still the disintegration thing.
Damn. Come back, worm.
What you were all able to gather, what was it? 9 artifacts of some rapport.
I mean, I'm going to take this piece of paper and just hand it to someone who cares about what's on paper. Not me, whoever wants it. But the sharp pointy thing and the claw thing I'm very interested in. So I'll keep those
Right.
two for now.
So there's paper, and you're like, this is useless. You kind of like throw it behind you. Doesn't matter. The sharp pointy thing actually looks like a mask, and those like points are actually like dragons of some sort.
Okay.
For you, Jeremy the player, it is the mask of the Dragon Queen.
Okay.
Ooh.
And the claw thingy, what does it look like?
This is so annoying. It looks like some kind of like robe of some sort.
What?
Yeah, like you've seen like Rachel wear robes similar, though not as fancy.
Okay. And for Jeremy the player?
Robe of the Archmagi.
Ooh. Not
Take
Jeremy.
that, chuck it over the
Damn it,
edge.
that's awesome.
No.
Burn it.
Right? Okay.
Who did you give the scroll to?
When I held it up, it was a little like, who wants this? Who piped up first?
I mean, I'm huddled in a ball creating my own bonfire, but I'll be like, oh, look at it. But, like, I'm still clenching the two things I'm holding. Like, it's
Yeah.
having an experience. It was cold and dark and acid and not okay.
I mean,
And
I'll go
Rachel
over
did.
and like help to scrape the goop off of you.
And Rachel is like holding and like rocking you, and you can see the acid like kind of like burning into her flesh. She's like, "It's okay, it's fine, it's fine." But then you just kind of drop the scroll on to Vera. Well, let's go over the things you have.
Okay.
So you have this like chainmail that's kind of warm to the touch. For John the player, it is an Ifriti chain.
That stuff's awesome.
It's a what?
Ifriti chain.
Like Ifrit.
Ooh.
It adds to your AC and either gives resistance or possibly I think it makes you immune
It's
to fire
immune.
damage.
You're
Yeah.
immune to fire. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. You also got a rod of some sort. No one here would actually know what the fuck this is, but someone might. For John the player, it is a rod of resurrection.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice.
You also got a ring of some sort. This is actually a pretty famous ring. They do make a lot of these, and by a lot I mean like 3. It is a ring of spell turning.
Oh, nice.
What's that?
Gives you, I think, like advantage on spells, and then if you roll like a natural 20 on the saving throw, you could be like, no, finger of death, you.
Right? You don't finger of
awesome.
death me, I finger of death you.
Yeah.
It's right up
And
Lulu's alley.
the box is weird. You now know what the box is, but when you touch it, you feel blessed.
A blessed box.
Quote unquote blessed box. For John, it is a story element.
I was like, when he tripped over it, I'm
Story
like,
element.
oh, he tripped over a plot device. Excellent.
Yeah. Fira. It takes you a little while, but at some point you're able to like get it together.
Good. I'll try to clean up Rachel a little bit because I know she has goop on her too. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't do well in those environments. I'm really happy to help though.
I'm just happy to be a help. So first you look at that like belt looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you have seen this type of belt, though you've never seen this particular kind. It is a belt of giant strength. There are many. So there's a belt of like hill giant strength, which is not this. There's a belt of frost right. I'm just going to skip ahead. It is a belt of storm giant strength.
Nice.
You got that scroll that was dumped on you. I don't think you would have a clue what this is, but Rachel can figure it out pretty quickly. This is a scroll of comet.
Ooh, I like that.
And then the rod that you have, kind of like spiky in nature. And Rachel's like, "Oh, that I didn't think we still had that." The rod actually is not a rod; it is just a rod that transforms into the worm skull throne.
The worm skull throne.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a, I mean, they sell them
I
at
mean,
7-Eleven. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's not a big deal,
right? Buy a Slurpee, get a dragon skull throne.
It's fine. Things happen.
Is it like an actual throne or is it?
Yeah, I'll chat with you later about it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's a lot of things. My favorite part though is you can sit on it and it flies.
Right?
That's gonna be so fun. Trahggeim, we're going to ride. Hold on, girl. With strong arm.
With strong. I'm just gonna take a moment to say that these are all legendary and above items, right? If Chaz is giving you all legendary and above items, it serves as 2 things. One, this is D&D, and this is fun. And sometimes you want to earn your fun, and sometimes I just want to blow things up. 2, Chaz is getting ready to throw some shit at you. Just putting that out there. We all know. All right, back into the game.
So I just want to clarify that none of us actually know what the Rod of Resurrection does, right?
None of you knows what it does. But anyone who has any connection to healing magic, say a nun, would be able to be like, oh, that's what that does.
With Uo's.
Oh shit! Yeah, Uo's a healer. Never mind. Uo knows what it does.
Nice.
Yeah, Uo knows a thing or two about magic.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying that Uo needs to realize this, but I'm curious whether he would think of it as far as returning someone to life and how that would work. Does he realize that,
what?
or
Sorry, you broke up when you were saying that. What did you say?
Oh no, I'm asking Chaz if you realize something, and so
I mean, I don't. As far as I know, you all haven't actually realized that death is the cause. The only person who really has a chance of realizing is Fira, and Fira has said, Fira don't care. Oh wait, you're talking about which thing?
me being
for
undead.
what?
You're talking about you, not the
Yeah.
other thing.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not how resurrection works. Resurrection restores
I
dead.
died, it would. And I could totally see Uo being like, if you let us kill you, we could bring you back to life. But that being said, if that doesn't cross his mind, that is fair.
Wow. I mean, I think he does know you're undead.
No,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not- that resurrection is not what you need.
To bring him back? Well, I mean, no, he'd have to die first, of course.
But even if he died, or even if she died, she would come back as undead.
Oh.
I mean, you don't know that, but Chaz knows that, and Chaz is letting you know. You would be like, "Oh, dying hurts, and I still don't want coffee. That sucks."
Dying hurts.
So, it's about 3:30. Rachel escorts you all back to your abode. It'd be
Why
nice
are we
if you
going
had-
back there? I thought we were going to go fight shit.
I need a nap.
That's why we're going back there. Trahggeim.
Okay.
And she leaves you there as you sleep. Most of you outside.
No, I'm staying at Rachel's house now. I didn't do that for my house.
Totally fair.
So Rachel leaves, and you just kind of like stick to her right side, and she looks up, and she's like, "Okay."
Well, I'm going with Fira. I'm not going to... For two reasons. One, it's Fira. But two, I'm a little concerned that if we let Fira go by herself, the next time we see Fira, she'll be, inhabited by Nadja or something.
I think that's fair.
Okay, so we got two going. I guess three if you count Nadja. Uwo.
I mean, I guess if they're going, I have to go.
You're not staying and playing with the kids? I thought that was your favorite.
I mean, I may look young, but I assure you that my soul is considerably older.
Oh, okay. Old people like kids too, you know.
No.
So then you each go to Rachel's house. She doesn't have many rooms, but she does the best with what she has. And offers you places to stay. You wake up in the morning and there are fresh scones right next to your faces. Just a nice orange scone.
I love orange scones.
Jeremy loves orange scones. Trahggeim is like, why does this taste like dust? Ah.
Usually you would have things to do at night, but the toll of being in the void for that long was a little rough. However, you were able to have a full rest. I'll wake up, and Rachel's like, "Okay, so what's the plan?"
Time to go kick some Elder Elemental ass, right? Am I right?
We're
Yeah.
not fighting, guys. We're not fighting. I'm putting this belt on though. Like
Right? As you're
Uh,
strapping the belt on, we're not fighting, but just in case.
no.
So-
no.
Fira, you're standing, or Rachel and you are standing fairly close together as you kind of just strap on this belt, and your muscles just explode so much they kind of hit her in the head. While you have this belt attuned, you have a strength of 29.
You are so swole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so extra right now, like, yes, yes. Oh my god. I knew I had it.
I guess last night I also would have taken that robe. As much as like it's pretty and stuff, it's really gonna hamper me moving around and trying to like slash stuff, and I have no idea what it does. So I'm gonna give it to someone who wears robes. Uo.
Knaja?
Naja didn't go into the slurping darkness with us.
Actually, now that you think back about it, when you all came out, she wasn't there. But we'll get into that later.
Okay.
Uo, you have the robe of the Archmagi.
Nice. Uo actually will spend time identifying these objects,
Nice.
these items.
And I feel like since I did give away 2 of my things, I am going to keep this pretty mask because I do feel pretty when I put it on.
You do feel pretty.
Aw.
Not worm skull throne. Mask of the Dragon Queen. So like resistance to all the things.
Right.
Nice.
You also have the properties of the other mask. So there's lots of reading that I'm gonna have you do because I don't want to.
I've got it. Yeah.
I figured, yeah.
Well, and after Fira does a couple more like Iron Man poses and just lives her best life, she is gonna give the belt
Love
to
it.
Trahggeim. But like, I googled what it looked like, and that is absolutely something Fira would try on. Like,
Yeah.
I know, I
have
think-
to try it on.
I almost
And
feel like you should
then-
keep it.
I don't hit anything with these guns. These guns are for my, the fire sword you
could.
talked about. So
True.
I feel like this would help you with your sword, Trahggeim.
And then I look at Uo and I imagine in my head, and so a little thought bubble shows up. Uo being all super swole and like picking up buildings and smashing elementals with buildings and stuff. I kind of want to see that happen.
So if he does that out loud, I'm not even gonna ask Uo. I'm just gonna turn around and drop it on him. Because it's like a suspender belt and it'll go right on him.
He is very small. So yeah, that works.
Still
That works.
technically on you though.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Great. So we got the Master Dragon Queen to Trahggeim. Uo has the robe of the Archmagi. Who is going to end up with the belt of Storm Giant Strength?
I mean, Uo, I'm sure looks like a swole 8-year-old, but
Yes.
What 8-year-old?
but he's going to definitely give that back to Trahggeim. Say that this is something I think you should wear.
Well, thank
You'll
you.
hit things with your
Yeah, with your
Gunblade,
sword,
so-
girl. But if you don't want it, I mean, I'm gonna use it. But you love your sword, and this is just gonna let you sword so hard.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I want to make sure you guys could take care of yourselves, and if you needed to hit things or just wanted to, if you just wanted to hit things instead of, but
I mean, I might.
again-
I might. We can
ag-
face this one day, but I feel like you should have it.
again, I have to remember my sword isn't like your sword, and so okay, yeah, this is
Yeah.
fine, and I'll put it on.
Can you wear art merch here, Trahggeim?
Oh, I don't know. Let me look.
You can wear armor.
It's chain, right?
Yes.
Okay. Which
Yeah,
is
I'll give Trahggeim the Ifriti chain.
Gotcha.
all armor. By the way, to the person who created the PDF for these fantastic classes, you spelled armor American style, and then immediately after that spelled it Old English style.
It's
Just
inclusive,
saying.
so all armors count.
Right?
All armor
Right?
is welcome.
I can wear all old English armor. Just so you know.
So you are now maxed out at your attunements with your dragon mask and your belts and your 3D chains. I think your 3D requires attunement. It should if it's legendary.
It does.
Requires attunement.
Oh no! It says if I use this throne and I'm not attuned to a ruling scepter, I get paralyzed and encased in a magical force field.
That's in Faerun. This is not Faerun. You are fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, it's a trap, but I'm gonna fall for it. So.
I mean, no, I definitely trapped you all in there. Like.
Oh, good. Because if we're all playing with toys, I'm absolutely pulling the throne out to sit on it. Again, with the poses.
The poses.
Have to pose. Presentation is key.
Right?
It really is.
And it's gonna be like pirate poses, like knee up, yeah, so thoughtful.
So then you do your pose off with your new throne, and you kind of like maneuver it, but it's kind of hard because it's like really big. And Rachel's house is made for a human, and so we're just like, wait, no, calm down, dude. Hold up, let's get you outside first.
Come on, let's go for a ride, Rachel. You can tell me where to go.
And Rachel like jumps on, and you and Rachel and the throne kind of thunderstep outside.
Oh, good. Thunderstep is way more adventurous way to travel.
Love it.
And you got that. So then, just so I know, who has the Scroll of Comet? I think Fireso is keeping that. Who has the box? Uo, are you keeping that box?
Yeah.
And you said you were attuning to it. What did you cast? Identify.
Yeah. I can do some rituals in the morning or in the evening, like after
Okay.
we.
So if you spend 1 minute like touching the box, you gain the benefit of a short rest. It is the Pyxis of Pandemonium, and you're under the effect of Bless. However, if you do that, you need to make a Wisdom saving throw and are charmed. And the only thing you want to do when you're charmed is to open the box, because inside is going to be great things. And then when you open the box, a thing happens, and then the box leaves.
Ooh. Like a thing happens, huh?
Yeah, super fun. And then, who is keeping the Ring of Spell Turning?
I mean, that is pretty sexy. Fira?
Oh, sure, if you don't want it.
So, Fira, as you're flying around with Rachel in the dragon throne thing, you see a child in a very large robe huck a ring at you.
Be like, hold on to me. I'll lean over to grab it. You have to catch when small children throw you things. It's very important.
Right? Do we need to find like stilts for Uo to look normal in the robe, or like a seamstress or something?
It's
or
slowly like shrinking
Adjusting.
to fit him. Yeah.
oh my god, Uo, you're growing! Oh no, wait, it's just getting smaller.
Oh my
Never mind. Never mind.
So after you've all played around with your toys, Naja's like, well, that was fun.
It's called a tuning.
Of course it is. And you notice that like Naja's left eye it looks like it's injured.
What happened?
Oh, nothing. I went into the void and I got hit. It's fine. Don't worry.
But I do worry, and I can't make myself stop. Was there something that you were looking for?
You all had fun. I wanted to have fun too, but I realized it was absolutely dreadful in there, so I left.
It was. I don't think I had fun. I think the only one who had fun in there was Uo.
Ooh.
What was that, John?
Ooh, no, it's an agreement.
See?
All right. So where to? She puts her hands. And her left hand looks as if it could use some lotion. Very wrinkled.
They've got a cream for that.
Oh, it is fine. You know, I'm in a new body, and these things happen.
Naja, don't lie to us. We brought you here. We're gonna help you. What were you looking for? Are we back from a whole new worlding, or
Yeah, you know, there was a sing along, like
yeah?
throw up and like catch, and I'm not gonna let you drop. Don't close your eyes. You know, the full thing. At some point,
Okay.
you notice one of Sister Frida's children was like, "Wow." And yeah, you are back.
Okay. So sorry, my cats. Okay. So yeah, we're here to help you. We want to make sure you find that you have the things you need. You find your friend Jesk, and if there was something you needed in there, it's fine. You can tell us.
And then Rachel's like, maybe we shouldn't press too much on this matter. Let's decide where we're gonna go.
Can I tell if Rachel knows what she did?
Oh yeah, she absolutely knows.
Oh my gosh. So fine, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, that would be best.
Mm-hmm.
So where to?
Let's go talk to some elementals.
Yeah,
Which one?
talk to them.
Yes, talking. You don't fight elder
Right.
elementals. If they're going to be like old dragon breath the last time, like we're not fighting them.
All right, well,
So,
which one? I can teleport us fairly close, depending on the one you're talking about.
well, I've known the fire elemental for the longest. She could probably help us with the fire problem.
We could go down that way. Yeah,
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Uo?
guess we should.
Yes.
Are you okay with that?
It is. It has been foretold.
Excellent.
Okay.
Then I guess we should head off to the teleportation circle. And you all start to leave, and Sister Frida is like, "Oh, great, there you are. I wanted to thank you for giving us respite last night in your abode. Like, if there's anything I can do to repay your kindness, please let me know."
Of course. So we needed to help you out. You had all those kids and the emergency. Oh my goodness. So
Well, as I say, it was very kind, and you did not need to do that, so I greatly appreciate it.
So I'm trying to figure out. So I feel like maybe I've gotten to the point where I'm smart enough to figure this out. Would I think that Sister Frida might have an answer to this weird, my body starting to decay problem that I'm having?
Probably. I mean,
Because like I feel uncomfortable pointing it out.
right. I mean, she might. One, she is highly respected by people who are very magical, i.e., Rachel. She herself is said to be a lot older than she appears, so she has some understanding of like.
Okay. I'm going to pull off to the side rather than, make a big deal out of it and just be like, so I've noticed that bits of me are starting to change weird colors. And even though they haven't said anything, Uo and Fura keep like kind of squinching their nose up when I'm near. Like, I smell funny. I can't smell it, but I have a feeling it has to do with something with my flesh rotting off. And I know it might not be the best time, but would you have like a cream or something that I can put on this to be not undead anymore?
oh. Poor Trahggeim.
As one does. Just has a cream
Make
for
a
that.
persuasion check with advantage.
Persuasion. There you go.
16. She looks and is like, I think I might be able to help you out. Children, I'll meet you at the water fountain. As she like sends them off.
Oh,
And
I
she's
love
like,
the water fountain. And I start heading that way.
no, wait, come back.
Oh.
Is it okay if I take off this metal contraption of yours?
Do I get it back?
Oh, of course. I'm not going to keep it.
Oh, okay. Then yes.
And so she like tries to fail, and she's like, perhaps you should take it off. I don't want to injure you further.
Yeah, as I unstrap it and like unplug it from myself, I'm just like, because Uo gave it to me, and I want to make sure it stays safe. I mean, she doesn't know she gave it to me, but I'm sure she wouldn't mind that I was borrowing it, because she gave me that cube to go into her mansion, and just like blah 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 blah. Blah.
Right, and you're talking. She's like, oh, so, yeah. I don't think she minds right now. Now she's just like talking random things. She like touches you like right here, and then all of a sudden, like you feel this like weird sensation in your chest. You're like, wait, what is that? And it's your heart. It beat.
What? What a weird sensation.
And you look down, and you have an arm again.
That is both disappointing and satisfying. And I start thinking about the little girl who had like 2 arms sticking out of one side because of the little arm I gave her. And I'm like, Gonna think about that.
Yeah. And then you can also smell. Like you smell the rain. And she's like,
I realize I should probably change, because I'm
like your body is healed. The clothes that was soaking up the juices.
right. I'm gonna run inside before we go and just find something to throw on instead of this.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
Okay. And if no one stops me, then I will go do that.
Do we see this happen, or are you just talking with her in private?
She took her off to the side.
I mean, as I run by and I have an arm again, you might notice.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff going on, so.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff.
So then, Sister Frida leaves to go meet with her kids.
When I come back out, I'm like, okay, we're going to the fountain now. Right?
Where'd your arm come from?
That's a good question.
Why do you look different?
Because Sister Frida touched me in a place that was off camera from where Chaz pointed, so I'm not really sure where it was. And it regrew. And to have a heartbeat again.
Oh my gosh! Big bear hug! I'm sending a message sending to the Freya, like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, this is so great. Like, I'm gonna fill up 20 words of just squeeing in her brain.
That's awesome.
And then you get responded, I'm glad I could be of help.
So we have to take you to get coffee. We have to give you one of the scones. Don't worry, I stole a whole bunch from Rachel's house. Don't tell her. Here's one for you right now.
I will put the.
We have snack time, and it's important.
As cool as I think it would be to run around with 3 arms, I'm going to just put the arm back in our house for now, because I don't want to have to learn to fight with an extra arm while we're fighting. I mean, talking to
is
elder,
pretty key. Is
right?
Pretty key.
So you're making your way to the teleportation circle, and before you get there, Rich is like, I've been thinking about this for a while. I just have to ask you: is there anything strange about Peter?
I
Yes.
mean, what isn't strange about Peter?
Specifically, I'm talking about like how Peter was able to escape the trap you all set for him, or how he was able to teleport you all back from Porta Fenice.
Because he betrayed people for hire bad guys. So probably had help, I'm assuming.
But there shouldn't be anyone in this world who had, because I was thinking about this and I went to do some research and I went back on that date and there was no log of Peter teleporting using our teleportation circle.
Is there a way to teleport without a circle?
No. Even when I cast Misty Step, I'm utilizing the runes on that circle.
Do the stars know?
The stars know a lot of things. Most everything, really.
Do the stars know this?
About Peter?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I could ask them. Do we have time?
I mean, Rachel does not seem like she's in a rush to go fight Eller Elemental.
We're not gonna fight, Rachel! We're not gonna fight! We didn't fight the last one either! You know,
Yeah.
elementals are fine. You just have to talk to them, okay? I don't know why you guys have such a problem with elementalists, okay? Like, you just treat them like non-organic beings that just summon and control elements of the planet. I mean, that's just all they
Right?
are.
I never did understand you, Fira. I tried for so long.
Great. We'll talk about your concerns on the way. Let's go.
So are we asking the stars or are we going straight to the closest village?
I mean, I'm okay with helping Uo to ask the stars again, because that was a fun game.
Okay. If Trahggeim
Well-
wants to deal the deck, that's cool.
Sure, I'll pop a squat, lay out cards for 10 minutes, and cast Legend Lore on Peter.
Okay, so let me see. Legend lore specifically. This spell brings brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you're reviewing. If the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information. All right. After you cast the spell, no lore appears.
Lying stars. Peter's obviously that important. And then I have
Peter
like
is a legend in his own mind.
right. And then I have like conflicts inside me because he's also a dick.
Yes, you can be both. In fact, many times you are.
Hmm. Well, he isn't an ancient an ancient creature or anything particularly influential in the greater arc of time.
I mean, obviously he just learned really well during his time here at Porta Temporea and being a teacher for students like ourselves.
Bear's gonna do this when he calls him a teacher. When she calls him a teacher.
Yeah, and Rachel will just be like, maybe I shouldn't have asked.
That's probably true. Probably true.
Well, is there anything else we'd like to do before we head on out?
Let's go kick some elder elemental butt by talking to them. Right.
Someone's talking.
Cool. Anything else you'd like to ask the stars before we head out?
I mean, I could go further into depth on Peter with the stars if you guys want. Or we can press forward.
For me, it's up to Rachel because she's the one who's asking. So
Yeah, what are you trying to ask, Rachel? Because we're obviously not getting there. What would you want Ugo to ask about?
Trying to figure out how Peter has essentially magic that should not exist in this world.
Don't know.
I was hoping, since you all spend the most time with him, had an answer. But
I mean, he's kind of a coward and a sellout, so it really could be a lot of things that had happened. So, like, I don't need to be nice about that anymore. He's in jail. So those people do this
about that.
thing.
I got contacted by the mayor. He escaped somehow.
what?
I believe that.
All right, if there's nothing else doing, let us teleport.
Teleport.
So you get on, and she inputs her coordinates, and you teleport to a burning village. It is not actually burning anymore, but it was burning within the past 2 days. Things are smoldering. There is nobody here. And you know that at least at some point recently, the Phoenix was here. It's up to you to track the Phoenix and talk to it in order to stop it from doing what it does.
Well,
So
Farrah,
it's not like in the horizon line of sight, like nowhere.
No. This was just the closest village with a teleportation circle that Rachel could get to.
Farrah, how would you track it? Because it, with it being your friend and stuff.
Yeah. Can I do Eyes of the Elemental to see if there's like a burning trajectory that
You
we
sure
could follow?
You sure
Okay.
can.
I'd like to do that.
And that's just a thing, right? You just like see
Gain mental map of surrounding area by communing with elements.
very much is a burning trajectory. Like some of the trails are much smaller, like one blade of grass, as like the Phoenix is a couple hundred feet in the air, but still it catches on fire along the rest, and you see it's hitting like town, city, village, and it is getting ready to go to another village and then a major city. It's just making its way down, burning things.
Okay. Can we run there? Is that too far? Is it? If we all hold on to the throne, can we like skidoo? And then,
Mary Poppins, y'all.
yeah.
You might be able to connect the throne to a cart and have the throne pull the cart like some sort
I
of horse.
love
would
this
be 100%
idea.
about that.
So there is one cart that is like it was on fire, but it is the least enfuegoed cart that you found. And you connect and start pulling. And I think that's where we're gonna put a pause on things until next week, where we're trying to figure out how we're gonna talk to this Phoenix. But before I continue that, I should update you on the damage totals. The Phoenix has burned another 5 villages. No ships have been destroyed by the Leviathan, although a couple of port towns were just destroyed by tsunamis. There are some.
Those are your people, Trahggeim.
No, we're the ones on the ships. We're okay.
There are some mountain villages that are dealing with heavy winds and thunderstorms, the likes of which they've never seen. Also hail, which they have seen, but not in this quantity. And some villages on the other continent that are just suffering from massive earthquakes, chasms through the cities.
There's just a way to send all of them to the other continent. I mean, what?
What?
Bastards try and stab me.
how to deal with this phoenix and then the other 3 elementals. You're trying to figure out who really is Peter and why does he have this, like, not even lost, but magic that does not exist on this world.
Yep.
You have a new friend in Sister Frida who was already like friendly towards you, but as you have done her a good solid, she was willing to return the favor by seemingly casting 2 very high level spells very easily.
And now I have the Toy Story song in my head. You
got
got a friend in me.
And of course, there is a small thing of the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, like Conquest, who is now BFFs with Vera.
You know,
I think
when
you just have to talk to people. That's
right? When the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse are like the small thing that you have to deal with,
it.
I'm not really sure
it's
what that
just
means for your
elemental.
campaign.
Time. Communication, people, is so
That's
important.
right. See,
Any realm, any
the problem
realm.
is Trahggeim hasn't taken that class yet, so
It's like a high level class, yeah.
right.
We'll go over it together. I mean, you have like the flesh in your cheeks back, girl. We can go do some things now. Work on body language. It's gonna be so great. So much communication.
You don't stink like the undead anymore. It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
it's just so much better.
Well, then, to all of you, thank you for watching. We hope to see you next week when it will probably slightly more action oriented. Yeah. So
I mean,
Trahggeim.
right.
If we fight the elemental with our actual sword and not our word swords.
Right? Actions with words. That's what we're gonna have next week. Actions
It's gonna
with
be
words.
heart-stopping discussions.
Absolutely.
Love
Pretty
it.
phenomenal.
Well, then, thank you all, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.